It's time now for a look at the latest business news, and Kate Moody is back with us in studio to do that. Kate, we're going to start this time in the United Kingdom, where the banking giant HSBC is under criticism for targeting Syrian customers.
That's right. A lot of Syrian people of Syrian nationality in the UK say that they've been given 2 months to remove their money from their HSBC accounts or face their assets being frozen. Human rights groups have attacked the bank's actions in no uncertain terms, but HSBC itself says the moves weren't aimed at Syrians specifically and were in fact an effort to combat global financial crime. HSBC did, of course, pay a $1.9 billion fine 2 years ago for failing to implement proper methods to prevent money laundering. But many fear the bank is now being overly cautious, as our correspondents Luke Shrego and Young Chim report from London.
When Syrian student Majid saw this ATM in London keep his card just before Christmas, he had no idea just how deep the problem would go.
I called the HSBC and they told me that my account is closed. I went to see them. They said that I have to withdraw money within 24 hours.
Majid's not alone. Other Syrian UK residents have seen their accounts shut down too, though HSBC said it wasn't about race or religion.
This applies to customers with links to a country that is subject to international financial sanctions. In certain cases, an assessment of the risks involved may require ending a customer relationship.
Majid only received a warning once he'd spoken to the bank, even though they sent him regular statements. Living on less than €500 a month, Majid finds the bank's actions beyond understanding.
I've been left without any bank, without any card, without cash. They said that I didn't break any law and I didn't transfer any money. So why would they close my account? Is it only just because I'm from Syria?
HSBC paid a fine for money laundering in 2012, and this former banking regulator says financial scrutinies led to institutions taking a cautious approach.
The banks will be concerned that the Financial Conduct Authority is breathing down their necks. They need to make sure that what they do is complies with the sanctions that have been put in place or the money laundering regulations.
That's meant little to Majid, though, or the many other Syrians in the UK who've had to scramble to rescue their savings.
Turning our attention to the markets now, we've seen modest mixed trading in Asia as we begin the week. The Shanghai Composite shrugging off news that new home prices in China fell for a third straight month in July, down an average 0.9% across the country. We've also gotten some new data showing that the Thai economy has avoided recession, growing at a rate of 0.9% in the second quarter, despite months of political turmoil.
Okay, now Kate, take us through some of the other day's business headlines, and apparently there's a massive trade agreement that could be back on track.
That's right. India's Commerce Minister has said the country will honour a global trade pact, this despite having vetoed it at the World Trade Organization. Last month, India refused to sign on to a $1 trillion agreement to ease trade restrictions, demanding concessions on allowing food subsidies to the poor. Officials now say negotiations with the WTO have not yet hit a dead end. Former US Vice President Al Gore is suing Al Jazeera America. He's accused the Qatar-based network of fraud and breach of contract in its $500 million purchase of Current TV, the cable channel that he founded. Al Jazeera relaunched the channel last year as its news arm focusing on the US, but Gore says it's refusing to pay tens of millions of dollars still owed to shareholders. And Credit Suisse may have been caught up in the collapse of Portugal's Espírito Santo banking group. The Wall Street Journal reports the Swiss group helped sell billions of dollars worth of securities to Espírito Santo's retail customers. The bank was bailed out and broken up earlier this month.
And finally, Kate, before we let you go, Amazon.com apparently is butting heads once again with a publishing house, this time in Germany.
Yeah, this is part of an ongoing and international dispute about the price of books, specifically ebooks that are sold on Amazon. Hundreds of writers from Germany, Austria, and Switzerland have now signed an open letter protesting Amazon's business practices. The letter accuses Amazon of taking longer to deliver books that are published by the Bonnier Group, which is a Swedish publisher, making false statements about whether those books are available on the site, and of removing the authors of those books from recommended reading lists. Amazon, you'll remember, has been locked in a similar dispute with the French publisher Hachette, and as increasing numbers of authors join that battle, it looks like this price war is far from over.
Gosh, I'm curious, Kate, as to why would they say that certain books weren't available? I mean, that is...
It's part of their backlash, a retaliation move, apparently. That's what the authors and the publishing houses themselves are saying.
Okay. Interesting. Kate Moody there with all the latest business news. Thanks indeed for that. Well, it's time now to